morning everyone. In today's topic, I would like to discuss you regarding Reproductive Child Health Program, means RCH program. Coming to the topic, RCH program means Reproductive and Child Health Program. So what is this RCH and what is its approach? Mainly people are having ability to reproduce and regulate their fertility, and women are able to go through pregnancy and childbirth very safely, and the outcomes of pregnancy is successful in terms of maternal and infant survival and well-being, and the couples are able to have sexual relations free of fear of pregnancy or any kind of contracting diseases. So what have you understood this RCH approach? Mainly it is providing an ability to the people to reproduce and to regulate their fertility, and these the women are able to go through pregnancy as early as possible and give birth to the child in a safe manner, and couples are having good sexual relations which are free from pregnancy or any kind of contracting diseases. So this is about RCH and its approach. So coming to the RCH, reproductive child health, phase 1, it has occurred in different phases. So I would like to discuss you regarding phase 1. The program was formally launched in the year 15th October. It was launched in the year. Coming to the RCH phase 1 program, this program was formally launched on 1997 October 15. It was launched in the year 97 on October 15. So this RCH, it is consisting of a package. So it is mainly having family planning. Next one is child survival and safe motherhood, and client approach healthcare and prevention of RTI, STDs and AIDS, means reproductive tract infections, sexually transmitted diseases, and especially the disease acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So as I said here, what is this RCH approach? People are having the ability to reproduce and to regulate their fertility rate, and these women are able to go for safe pregnancies, and couples are having, means these couple are free from the fear of any kind of pregnancy or contracting diseases because of this RCH approach. So family planning is there, child survival and safe motherhood is there, and client approach healthcare is there, and prevention of sexually transmitted diseases. So all these are coming in the RCH package. Coming to the RCH phase 1, interventions in all districts, means what are the interventions that had taken place in the districts. First one is child survival interventions. So they are mainly focusing on the child health here. So immunization and with vitamin A supplementation and ORT and prevention of pneumonia. So all these are the interventions. And next one is safe motherhood intervention. So what are the safe? They are focusing on the mother here, mainly antenatal checkups and immunization for tetanus, safe delivery and anemia control program. So safe motherhood has been achieved here, and safe child survival interventions has been achieved. And next one is implementation of target free approach and high quality training at all levels. So all these are the interventions in the RCH phase 1 at district level. So and the other one is IEC activities. Next one is specially designed RCH package for urban slums and tribal areas. And next one is district sub projects under local capacity enhancement, and RTI means reproductive tract infections and sexually transmitted diseases clinics at district hospitals, and facility for safe abortions at PHT, providing equipments and contractual doctors, and enhanced community participation through panchayats, women groups and NGOs, and adolescent health and reproductive hygiene. So all these have been under the reproductive, all these are have been reproductive child health phase 1 interventions at the district level. So IEC activities and specially designed RCH packages for urban slums and tribal areas, and district sub project under local capacity enhancement, and RTI and sexually transmitted clinics at district hospitals, and facility for safe abortions at PHC by providing equipments and contractual doctors, and enhanced community participation through panchayats, women groups and NGOs, means non-governmental organizations, and adolescent health and reproductive hygiene. So all those are at district level, but when it come to state level, mainly screening and treatment of reproductive tract and sexually transmitted diseases at subdivisional level, and emergency obstetric care at a selected FRUs, and essential obstetric care and additional A&M at sub centers, and improved delivery services and emergency care by providing drug and equipment and A&M kits at sub centers, and facility of referral transport for pregnant women during the emergency through panchayat. So all these are the interventions in the state level. So coming to the RCH phase 1 major services and interventions. So what are the first thing? Essential obstetric care, emergency obstetric care, and 24-hour delivery services at PHC and community health centers, and medical termination of pregnancy under MTP Act 1971, and control of reproductive tract and sexually transmitted diseases. Immunization, drug and equipment kits, means equipment kits supplied at various levels. So these levels are as follows. Mainly at sub-center level, United Nations Office for Project Services, means drug kit A, drug kit B, and midwifery kit, and sub-center equipment kit at PHC level, PHC equipment kit, and at CHC level, CHC equipment kit. So all these are the drug equipment kits which were supplied at various levels. So at sub-center level, United Nations Office for Project Services, means what, drug kit A, drug kit B, and midwifery kit and sub-center kit is being distributed at sub-center level, and at PHC level they are giving the PHC equipment kit, and at community health level they are giving equipment kits from kit E and kit P. So if you want to know about in detail about these kits, you can Google it, or you can go for a K-Park textbook and you can search it in the K-Park. Next one is essential newborn care. Oral rehydration therapy is being given, and prevention and control of vitamin deficiency in children under the program of doses of vitamin A are being given to the children, all children who are under 5 years of age, and the first dose of this vitamin A is 1 lakh units, and it is given at 9 months of age along with the measles vaccine, and second dose is given along with the DPT and OPV booster doses, and subsequent doses, that is of 2 lakh units, is given each at 6 months intervals. And next one is acute respiratory disease control. Respiratory disease control, cotrimoxazole is being supplied to the health worker at the CSSM drug kit. Next means community sub-center kit level. And the next one is prevention and control of anemia in children under the program of control and prevention of anemia, means tablet containing 20 mg of elemental iron and 100 mcg of folic acid for 5 years, and 30 mg of iron and 250 mcg for 6 to 10 years for 100 days are provided at sub-center level. So mainly tablets containing 20 mg of elemental iron and 100 mcg for of folic acid for 5 years, for 5 year children, means the children who are under 5 years, they are receiving 20 mg of elemental iron and 100 mcg of folic acid for 5 years children, 30 mg of iron and 250 mcg for 6 to 10 year children for 100 days, and it was provided at the sub-center level. The health workers to provide 100 tablets to children clinically found to be anemic, and training of DIAS. Mainly for the sub-center level, if any child is being brought with the clinical symptoms of anemia, 100 tablets are given for every child for 100 days. If the child is below 5 years, 20 mg of elemental iron and 100 mcg of folic acid. If the child is of 6 to 10 years, 250 mcg of this iron folic acid and 30 mg of iron is being provided at sub-center level. And next one is training of DIAS. So this is RCH phase 1. So in detail, I'll just go like this. In RCH phase 1 at district level, mainly they are focusing on child survival interventions and safe motherhood interventions, implementation of free target approach and high quality at all levels, IEC activities, prevention of the sexually transmitted diseases, and facility for safe abortions at PHC level, and providing equipments and doctors. At state level, mainly treatment for RTI and STDs at subdivisional level, and emergency obstetric care and essential obstetric care and additional A&M at level at sub-center level. And next one is providing kits and provide and facility of referral transport for pregnant women during the emergency through panchayat. And what are the major interventions? Essential obstetric care, essential emergency obstetric care, 24 hours delivery services at PHC and CHC, and medical termination of pregnancy under the Act 1971, and control of reproductive tract diseases, and providing drug kits based on the center level, and essential newborn care, and providing mainly following the vitamin A deficiency control program. So first dose they are giving at 9 months of age, and second dose they are giving along with the DPT and OPV. Acute respiratory disease control, and they are giving under the Prevention of Anemia Act, they are providing tablets of iron and folic acid. Coming to the RCH phase 2. So this RCH phase 2, it began in 1st April 2005. Mainly they are focusing on the reduction of maternal and child mortality and morbidity with emphasis on rural healthcare. So there are the major strategies include essential obstetric care and essential emergency obstetric care, and strengthening referral system. So what is the major strategies means? First one is essential obstetric care. In that, institutional delivery, they want to conduct institutional delivery, and they want to give skilled attendance at delivery and policy decisions. Emergency obstetric care means operationalizing first referral units, means they want to increase the first referral units, mainly at sub-center level only they want to create, and operationalizing PHCs and CHCs for round the clock delivery services. So they want to increase the referral services, and also they want to increase the strength in the PHCs and community health centers. So from sub-centers, if the case is being delivered to referred to PHC or community health center, there the services must be in a 24-hour basis, means round the clock basis, and strengthening the referral system means the cases must be transmitted from one area to another area. Next one is essential obstetric care. So first one we have discussed. So all these are the things. So we will discuss regarding what is essential obstetric care. So first one is institutional delivery. So to promote institutional delivery by 50% of PHC and CHC would be made operational as 24-hour delivery center. So they want to increase the institutional deliveries, means not the home deliveries. People must be encouraged to come for hospitals to conduct the delivery, and they want to increase the delivery rate to 50%, and it would be made operational as 24 hours delivery center. And skilled attendance means mainly MNOs and ANMs and lower health workers. So all these should be present there, and guidelines for conducting normal delivery and management of obstetric complications should be given for those persons who are conducting the delivery. And policy decisions, and ANMs and LHVs and SNs means staff nurses, they are permitted to use drugs in specific emergency situations to reduce the maternal mortality. What are these policy decisions? Mainly they want to essential obstetric, mainly they want to increase the institutional delivery. Next one is skilled attendance at delivery centers, mainly they want to provide medical officers, auxiliary nurse, midwife, and LHVs. And in policy decisions, ANMs or LHVs or staff nurses, they are permitted to use some specific emergency drugs mainly to reduce the maternal mortality. Coming to the emergency obstetric care. So in emergency obstetric care, the first referral units be made operational for providing emergency obstetric care, means from sub-center level, if any case is being referred to the PHC, there the person should conduct, they should have the capability to conduct the emergency obstetric care. And second one is the minimum services provided by the fully functional first referral units. So what are the minimum services which are provided by the fully functional first referral unit? Means 24-hour delivery services, which are including normal and assisted deliveries, and emergency obstetric care, which is including surgical interventions such as cesarean section, means that's what the medical officers should be made available in the PHCs. And next one is newborn care, and next one is emergency care of sick children. So all these are the minimum services which were provided by the first referral units, and these are also included there full range of family planning services, which are including laparoscopic services, safe abortion services, treatment of reproductory tract infections and sexually transmitted infections, and blood storage facility, essential lab services, and referral transport services. All these are the minimum requirements for the first referral units. And next one is strengthening of referral system. So funds were given to Panchayat for providing assistance to poor people in case of obstetric emergencies. Were given to Panchayat for providing assistance to poor people in case of any obstetric emergencies, and involvement of local self-help groups and NGOs and women groups. So this is regarding strengthening of referral system. Third one is new initiatives. So what are the new initiatives here? Training of MBBS doctors in life-saving anesthetic skills for emergency obstetric care. Means the government of India is also introducing training of MBBS doctors of obstetric management skills, prepared training plan for 16 weeks in all obstetric management skills including cesarean section operation. Next one is setting up blood storage centers at first referral units according to the government of India guidelines. And third one is Janani Suraksha Yojana. What is this Janani Suraksha Yojana? Means the national maternity benefit scheme has been modified into Janani Suraksha Yojana, and it was launched in the year 12th April 2005. So it is a 100% centrally sponsored scheme. Under the National Rural Health Mission, it integrates the cash assistance with institutional care during the antenatal delivery and immediate postpartum care. And ASHA workers would be a link worker. ASHA workers are considered as a link workers here. What is this Janani Suraksha Yojana? It was launched in the year 2005, April 12th, and it was a centrally sponsored program, 100% centrally sponsored program. Mainly they are focusing on the rural health mission. The cash assistance is with the institutional care during the antenatal and delivery and in immediate postpartum care, and the ASHA worker here is linked as a linked worker. Coming to the scale of assistance under the scheme from 2012 to 2013. So if you take the category in rural areas and urban areas, in low performing states it was like 400, and high performing state it was like 700 for mothers package. In ASHA workers package is like 600 in low performing states and 600 in high performing states. So ASHA incentives for of rupees 600 in rural area and 300 in ANC component and 300 for accompanying PWS for institutional delivery, and ASHA incentives of rupees 400 in urban area and 200 for ANC component and for 200 for accompanying PWS institutional delivery. So if you see the eligibility of cash assistance here, in low performing states, all the women including sub-centers and all the women who are including SCs, subcaste and sub-tribal families, these are having eligibility, and in high performing state, backward people and SC and ST pregnant women, these people are having eligibility for cash assistance. So what is this? Mainly they are giving for mothers. For mothers, if a pregnant mother is there, they are giving 1400 rupees of package. In low performing state they are giving 1400, in high performing state they are giving 700 rupees. So the limitation of cash assistance for institutional delivery means in low performing states for all births, and in high performing states up to 2 live births they are giving. So next one is Vande Mataram scheme. So this Vande Mataram scheme, it is a voluntary scheme wherein any obstetric and gynec specialist and maternity home or nursing home or MBBS doctors can volunteer themselves for providing safe motherhood services. Enrolled doctors will display Vande Mataram logo at their clinics. Means it is a free service. Any doctor or any MBBS doctor and any nursing home or any maternity home or any gynec specialist, they can go for this Vande Mataram scheme. It is a completely voluntary. If anybody are interested, they will display the logo, Vande Mataram logo at their clinic, so that they will go, the pregnant woman can go there and receive free treatment. Iron and folic acid tablets, oral pills, TT injections will be provided for free distribution. Next one is safe abortion services. So under RCH phase 2, the following services are being provided. First one is medical method of abortion. So under the Preview Act of MTP 1971, mifepristone and followed by misoprostol, it is recommended up to 7 mix, means 49 days of amenorrhea, and manual vacuum aspiration also can be performed. So this manual vacuum aspiration technique, it has been piloted in coordination with the FOG-SI, means Federation of Obstetric and Gynecological Societies of India, and WHO and respective state government. So what are the following services provided for safe motherhood abortion? Means they are giving MTP, medical termination of pregnancy, under the Act 1971. Mainly the drugs used are mifepristone and misoprostol. It is given up to 7 weeks. Means if the mother is having amenorrhea for the 49 days, last 49 days, you can go for this mifepristone and misoprostol. And even though if it is not possible, if it is not possible with the medicine, you have to go for manual vacuum aspiration. So this manual vacuum aspiration, it is being conducted in with the coordination of Federation of Obstetric and Gynecological Societies of India. So Village Health and Nutrition Day. So what is this Village Health and Nutrition Day? Once in a month at Anganwadi centers, mainly they are providing antenatal and postnatal care to the pregnant women and promote institutional delivery, health education, immunization, family planning and nutritional services. And maternal death review, mainly both facility and community maternal death review, and to improve the quality of obstetric care and reduce the maternal mortality and morbidity. So what is this maternal death review? Mainly they want to facilitate, they want to do maternal death review, mainly to improve the quality of obstetric care and also to reduce the maternal mortality and morbidity. Next one is Janani Sishu Suraksha Karyakram, means JSSK. So it was launched in the year 2011, June 1st, mainly to make available of health facilities for women and child. So what are the facilities provided to the women? Here are all pregnant women delivering in the PH, primary health institutions, to have absolutely free and no expense, including the cesarean section. So any mother, pregnant mother who is coming, any pregnant woman who is coming and attending delivery at primary health institutions, they are absolutely free and no expense, including the cesarean section. And the entitlements include free drugs, consumables, free diets up to 3 days, and during normal delivery up to 7 days. For during normal delivery they are providing 3 days, and during cesarean they are providing for 7 days, and free diagnostics and free blood and free transport from the home to institution between the facilities and case for referral. So next one is similar entitlements for sick newborns, and the scheme has now extended to cover complications during the ANC, PNC and sick of the newborn. So what are the facilities that are being provided here? All the pregnant women who are attending deliveries at primary health institutions, absolutely they are cost free, even including the cesarean section. If the mother is going for normal delivery, for up to 3 days they are providing free diet, free shelter and free treatment. If it is a cesarean section, they are providing for 7 days, and for all the blood investigations which were done and all the transport which is occurring for the mother, all these things are considered as free, and all these things are even similar to the sick newborns also. And this scheme has now been extended to cover the complications during ANC, PNC and sick newborn. So what are the child health components? So the strategy of child health care is to aims to reduce the under 5 mortality and improve the child health care practices and child nutrition. So what is the first one? Establishing nutritional rehabilitation centers. First one is NRCs. So medical and nutritional care to serve acute malnutrition children for under 5 years of age. So this NRC means nutritional rehabilitation centers. All these are the following services which are being provided. So the first one is 24 hours care and monitoring of the child, treatment of medical complications, therapeutic feeding and sensory stimulation and emotional care, counseling and appropriate feed and care and hygiene, demonstration and practice by doing energy dense food, social assessment of family, follow up of children discharged from the facility. So all these are the services. all these are the services which are provided at nutritional rehabilitation centers. Mainly they are providing 24 hours care and monitoring of the child, treatment of medical complications, therapeutic feeding and sensory stimulation and emotional care, counseling on appropriate feed, care and hygiene, and demonstration and practice by doing energy dense food, and social assessment of family and follow up of the child discharged from the facility. The next program is IMNCA, Integrated Management of Neonatal and Childhood Illness. Integrated Management of Neonatal and Childhood Illness. Mainly the IMNCA is one of the main intervention in the RCH phase 2 program. The objective is to implement IMNCA package at the level of household through ANMs, and at subcenter level through MOs, nurses and LHVs at PHC level. So all these are the, so this integrated management of neonatal and child health illness, what is the main objective? They want to implement IMNCA package at household level through the ANMs, means at household level and through ANMs at subcenter level, and through MOs, nurses and LHVs at PHC levels. So what is the pre-service which is provided by IMNCA? Means it is being included in the curriculum of medical colleges, means this will help in providing trained IMNCA manpower in public and private sector. So whenever this integrated management of neonatal and child health illness is included in the curriculum of medical colleges, these people are trained in a such a way that to serve the people whenever it is required. So the manpower is increasing either as well as in the public sector and as well as in the private sector. And next one is facility based IMNCA. So FIMNCA, integration of facility based care package with IMNCA package to empower the health personnel with skill to manage newborn and childhood illness at community level as well as the health faculty. Means integration of facility based on the care package with IMNCA, mainly to empower the health personnel with skill to manage newborn and childhood illness at community level as well as health facility. So the personnel with this F-based care package, they want to manage the newborn as well as childhood illness at the community level as well as the health facility level. So what is the facility newborn care here? Health facility, all newborns at birth and sick born. So PHCs and subcenters are identified as maternal child health level 1, and community health centers and first referral units are identified as maternal child health level 2, and district hospitals are identified as maternal child health level 3. So newborn care corner in labor rooms, and if it is sick, if the person is sick, he was sent to prompt referral. And newborn care corner in the labor rooms and in operation theatres in the CHC and first referral units, and newborn stabilization unit in the community health centers and first referral units. In district hospitals, they are providing newborn care corner, and they are also providing operation theatre, and a special newborn care unit is being established in the district hospitals. So have you understood here? In PHCs, all newborns at birth, they are having the newborn care corner in the labor rooms, and if he is sick born, the patient is being referred to the first referral units or community health centers. If you take the community health centers or first referral units, that is MCH level 2, all the newborns who are having birth, they are having labor rooms and they are having operation theatre also, and newborn stabilization unit is there for sickly newborn person. Coming to the district level, they are having newborn care corner as well as labor rooms and in a operation theatre, and for sick children they are having specialized newborn care unit. Coming to the home based newborn care, HBNC, it is aimed at improving newborn survival. Strategy is to universal access to home based newborn care, and providers of service include Anganwadi workers, auxiliary midwife workers and ASHA workers and medical officers. And next one is, however, ASHA is the main person involved in the home based newborn care. Next one is Navjat Sishu Suraksha Karyakram, NSSA, Navjat Shishu Suraksha Karyakram. So this program was aimed to train the health personnel in the basic newborn care and resuscitation, and it was launched to address key at birth issue, that is prevention of hypothermia, prevention of infection, early initiation of breastfeeding and basic newborn resuscitation. Mainly this Navajat Shishu Suraksha Karyakramam, it was mainly aimed to train the health personnel. Mainly it was aimed to train the health personnel to provide basic newborn care and resuscitation. And it was launched to address care at birth issue, mainly to prevent the hypothermia, prevent the infection and early initiation of breastfeeding and basic newborn resuscitation. And the next one is Rashtriya Bal Swasthya Karyakram. Rashtriya Bal Swasthya Karyakram, RBSK. It was launched in the year February 2013. Mainly provision for child health screening and early intervention services through early detection and management of these following 4 Ds: defected birth, deficiency conditions, diseases in children and developmental delays including disabilities. Mainly this Rashtriya Bala Swasthya Karyakramam, it was launched in the year 2013 February, mainly for the prevention, mainly to detect the early defects, mainly defects at birth, deficiency conditions, diseases in children and developmental delays including disabilities. So these are the quality indicators here. 10% pregnancy registered before the 12 weeks of pregnancy, at least 3 visits of ANC, antenatal antenatal visits, at least 3 antenatal care receiving all RCH services, and high risk cases should be referred, high risk cases should be followed, deliveries by ANMs, and pregnancy with 3 PNC visits, and PNC with receiving all the counseling. So all these are the quality indicators. Thank you for listening. This is regarding RCH phase 1 and phase 2 program. If you have any queries, you can contact me through my email and through my WhatsApp. Thank you so much.